take a couple of deep breaths. This is going to be just an introspective, reflective feeling into self. So this is one of those practices of knowing thyself. Around Medicine Woman, we get to feel into where our own kind of medicine woman is at. So just breathing, relaxing the body. And you might be like tight or tense or defensive or armored up, or tears might be coming. I don't know what state you're in. We're all in very, very different states, but just relaxing for a moment, holding yourself, feeling safe. So really bringing up like some love energy, surrounding yourself with some love energy to feel safe. Oftentimes when doing dark goddess work, Hecate work, medicine woman work, witch work, there is like a really important factor to bring in love and safety, to make our inner child feel safe. So just doing a quick check. Can I do something to make my inner child feel safe here? Like, what can I do to just feel safe, to just feel loved, to feel held, and to feel safe? And so just doing that for a moment. And then feeling into you in your fullness. So you expressing your gifts out into the world. You expressing like the mystical child, maybe. Maybe you go back to when you were a child and it was very easy to move between the realms. It was very easy to see the other side. You had guides, you had spirit guides. It was really easy to connect into magic. It was just natural. It was natural to be in tune with Mother Nature. It was natural. It was and if childhood doesn't work for you, just feeling into what that would be like. You know, you're very connected. You're very in tune. Your animal senses are switched on. Your intuition is switched on. And feeling into, like, you see the world through mystical eyes. You hear the world through mystical eyes. You're aware of the unseen as well as the seen. You move through the world as a part of the world, not something other than or external, but as a part of the whole. And you move through this world and you see and you feel and you sense from this place. And now feeling into expressing the gifts that you're here to express, like the way that love would want to express through you. There's no blocks, there's no prevention, there's nothing getting in your way. You're just fully expressing your gifts out into the world. Love is expressing itself through you in however it wants to express through you. It might express through you in the gifts of hands-on healing. It might express through you in the gift of loving your intimate partner. It might express through you in having babies and loving and raising your babies. It might express through you in creating something in the world. It might express through you in any way, but just feeling like love has no bounds, no bounds, no bounds, no bounds. Your gifts have no bounds, no bounds. There are no bounds to your gifts. You have full access to all of your gifts, and the gifts from the depths of your being. Like the depths of your being, like the depths, the womb gifts, the womb wisdom is a part of this. The deep rooted earthy connection is a part of this. And so you're expressing this, you're living in this way. And now come into this moment, into this body, this moment in time, this body, this life that you're living, the life that you're living now, the life that you're living now. Just coming into the life that you're living now. And then feeling for the blocks. You don't have to know what they are. You're just energetically feeling for the things that make this living hard, the things that make it challenging, the things that prevent you from living that connected, that open, that loving, that gifting, that much in your magic. The things that prevent you, the people that prevent you, the societal constructs that make it hard. And then now feeling into, what is the first emotion that comes up for you when you feel into the blocks, The first emotion, like you're feeling into this world, this world or them, and how hard it is to be a feminine medicine woman, a feminine mystic. How hard, how much work it requires, how challenging, how many blocks, and what is that first emotion that comes up? Is it grief? Is it grief? Is it sadness? Like, this is so incredibly sad. This makes me so sad that I feel like I can't be me. I can't be me. I cannot be me. I can't be me. This world cannot hold all of me. This world cannot accept all of me. This world cannot handle all of me. This relationship cannot handle all of me. This person cannot handle all of me. My family cannot handle all of me. Is it anger? So when you feel into these things like this world cannot handle all of me, it cannot handle my witch, it cannot handle my wild woman, it cannot handle all of this mystery and magic that flows through me. And I'm loving what you're all sharing. Rage, anger, grief, disencouragement, rage. So you feel into whatever that emotion, and you can feel, right? So the emotion that you're feeling, that we've just tapped into, this is just tapping into, this is part of what's in the basement. This is part of what's in the basement. These emotions are part of what's in the basement. This amount of grief that we're carrying around for not being able to be fully us, for not being able to be in our gifts, for not being able to be all of ourselves. That's some of the stuff that we carry around in our wombs, in our bodies, in our energy fields, in our basement. That's some of that unconscious material. That's some of that unconscious material, and it's oftentimes layered. It's layered, 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 and it can move. It can move, it can shift, and it can move in one moment. It can be grief, and you're so incredibly sad that this part of you doesn't feel accepted, that your partner doesn't accept this part of you, or your family doesn't accept this part of you, or the world as a whole just doesn't really like this part of you. They don't accept this part of you. And then it might shift out of grief into you are furious, like so angry. You cannot believe that this part of the feminine would be denied. Like, how could you deny me? How could you deny me? How could you push me underground? How could you ostracize me? How could you demonize me? How could you deny me? How could you deny me? And then that might be a layer. That rage that you just can't even handle it in your system. There's so much rage. And then another layer beneath the grief or beneath the rage or somewhere in the layered cake of this whole thing, you hit fear. You hit your fear. The terror that comes with what will happen to me. What will happen to me if I am just fully me? If I do open up, to all of this energy, I do open up to this mystical way of being. I do open up to my sixth senses. I do open up. Like, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me? Who am I going to lose? What am I going to lose? Whose love am I going to lose? Who's going to stop loving me? Who's going to stop accepting me? Who's going to stop accepting me? If I were to show up at family dinner and say, I'm a witch, I'm really a witch, I'm really open and awake to all of these things, all of these unseen things that you don't even believe in, that you don't even think are real, who's going to judge you? What's that going to feel like? What's going to happen? What's the outcome of that going to be? Do you lose a relationship? Do you lose friends? Do you lose sense of self? Do you lose family? Do you lose your job? Do you lose your home? Oh, dear women, I fucking love you. Fear of being humiliated, cast out, left behind. Fear of losing everyone and everything in my life. Always the fear of the possible loss. Everyone who will attack me because they can't handle my inner power. I won't be enough. My rage comes after my fear. I'm just sick of feeling this fear about being my true highest self. I feel like I have my throat, I feel like I will have my throat slit by my father. Abandonment. Does Hecate have black wings? Hecate is very much associated with crow. So black wings for sure. You can feel that. Fear of abandonment. Lose respect and credibility. I'll lose everyone and everything. Fear of finding out what I truly want. I lived with this fear of losing love. I've lived with this fear of losing love all my life. Can you feel how big this is to reclaim, medicine woman? Can you feel what this means? But can you also, this makes me cry, can you also like feel into what it means when we, the other side of the coin, what it means for humanity, what it means for the feminine, what it means for Mother Nature, what it means for our children, what it means for the world as a whole. When we reclaim the medicine woman, when we reclaim this aspect of self, when we invite her to rise, to authentically like rise within us, to rise within us. When we say, okay, I'm willing to walk through my fears. I'm willing to walk through my grief. I'm willing to walk through my rage. I'm willing to experience and express those things so I can allow them to move through and out of my system. I'm willing to see all the times I was burnt at the stake for this. I'm willing to see all the times that my partner left me because I did this. I'm willing to see the times when they took my babies from me, when they cut my babies out of my belly because I was a witch. I'm willing to see what has happened. I'm willing to see the energetics that reside in my system, the unknown energetics that reside in the unconscious realms, in the shadow realms, in the basement of my being. I'm willing to walk through that. I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes. Because reclaiming this aspect of the feminine that is just love. That is just love. It is love. It is light. It is high-powered magic. It is mysticism from the depths. It is feminine wisdom from the depths. It is womb wisdom. It is all. It is her. It is her. It is the depths of her. It is the depths of her bringing up the most hidden mysteries of the feminine. The most hidden mysteries of the feminine. And when that can rise up, and it can rise up through my being, through your being, right? And it rises up through our beings, and we can express that out in the world. Like we can stand in this world at this time amidst all the challenges, all the obstacles, all the pushback, that we all just felt into. And we can stand and we can still say yes. Like yes, I'm going to let her flow through me. Yes, I'm going to let that come through me. Yes, I'm going to let that aspect of love, I'm going to let that expression of the feminine move through me. Yes, I'm going to open up to being a seer, an oracle. Yes, I'm going to open up to being a hands-on healer. Yes, that's going to look really weird to the world. Yes, they're going to judge it and they're not going to believe it, but I'm still going to do it anyways. Because I know the importance that means to my soul. I know the importance that means to my evolutionary path. And I know the importance that means for the reclamation of the feminine in all of us, in humanity, in every man, woman, child on this planet, in the whole global collective consciousness. I know what that means. I know that this is so far beyond myself, so that when I can find the courage and I can find the strength to say yes, to open to this, to allow this aspect of the feminine to move through me and to move out into the world, and to let love be expressed through that particular vibration that is Hecate, that is medicine woman, that is the witch, the gift that is, to not just myself, to not just myself feeling, oh, thank God I can be me. Thank I've come home. Thank God I can finally be me. I'm home in myself. I'm home in myself. I am true to myself. I'm authentic to myself. Thank fuck I can finally be me. I can finally be me. Not just that gift to ourselves, but what that gift means to our babies, our little girls, our little boys growing up, what that gift means to our partners, what that gift means to our partners, to our friends, to our moms, to our sisters, to our brothers, to our uncles, to our fathers, what that gift means to Mother Nature, what that gift means to how we treat this planet, how we treat animals going forward, how we operate in rhythm with the natural cycles, instead of controlling and fighting her and trying to put her in a box. We move with her. We're just in flow. The whole world comes into flow, into flow, into flow, into flow, into flow, into flow. So, I think we should all birth a new world. And I think that the fullness of the feminine is being, I want to say being called to be a part of that, but those are not the words. She is calling for that. That's the way that it feels to me. She is calling for that. The fullness of the feminine is calling for the birth of a new world. The medicine women, the earth mothers, the aunties, the grandmothers, the women's wisdom, all of the feminine mysteries that have been underground, that have been hidden, that have been repressed, that have been ostracized, that have been judged. All of that energy in her, right? She is rising and she's asking to birth a new world. She's asking to rebirth all of us, to open all of us to this whole other half of us that most of us have never even opened to, right? And to open the world to the whole other half of the feminine that we have had a hell of a time accepting. A hell of a time accepting the witches. A hell of a time accepting the dark goddess. A hell of a time accepting the vast amount of power that resides in her. We individually have a hard time accepting the vast amount of power that resides within us, right? Our collective has a hell of a time accepting the vast amount of power that resides within the feminine. Can you feel that? Can you see how that shows up in our world? You can see. And that's part of the reclamation of the feminine.